Last weekend was an amazing time to be a Star Wars fan, so I thought I would come out with a Star Wars video this week, one that I've been kind of putting off, mainly just to show different things about the Anakin costume that I still have, and maybe a little bit of the journey that took me to get to that point. Now, when the prequels first started in 1999, a lot of things happened that were new and different from the original trilogy. One of the things that changed for the Jedi costume, for the robes, or what have you, was the belt. In the original trilogy, the belts were very similar aesthetic to them. They had a big, large belt buckle with just a plain belt around them. Obi-Wan had this, Luke had this, the Imperials had it as well. Just a very simple belt. Few attachments, few adornments, just very simple. But when the prequel trilogy came out, they wanted to do something a little different. Something that defined them as they were, as far as the designs, everything, you name it, that's the way they wanted to go with that. Now, the first Jedi you see in the movies was Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. So when those movies came out, pictures over the internet, magazines, you name it, those were the things that you had to see, and you saw the tiny little pictures. What were these belts? What were on them? Etc. And it was very interesting. Now, there's a little contention about how the belts went together. Apparently, through the films and from the behind the scenes and seeing the costumes in person, there was actually one big wide belt, and then the skinny belt was actually one continuous piece around to which the buckle held on and tightened together. And that's probably exactly how it was. I opted to do it a little differently. I wanted the Velcro for an ease thing. So in this instance, I'm sure you've seen from my other videos, I can get pretty particular when it comes to accuracy. This one I kind of let it go a little bit, mostly for comfort. For when I do put on the whole costume, I just wanted it a little nicer to wear and easier to pull off when I was done. Now then they covered the overlap with a extra piece just to kind of hide it, and it was just riveted down, and it looks pretty cool. It hides that, kind of keeps. What it basically does is give it a nice seamless look when the whole robe is off and you just see everything. There's a lot of extra things that go on these belts. Every Jedi is a little different. You have pouches, leather pouches, resin pouches, mostly non-functional. There was a couple that actually did do something for close-up shots and whatnot. For the most part, for stunts and everything, they were just pretty much solid. Now, one thing I really enjoyed was Celebration 3. I've mentioned this before with my lightsaber video. Seeing these things up close and personal allowed us to get some really good photos, including Anakin's pouches. Now, Anakin's pouches deviated a little bit from the original prequel, kind of wide, ribbed pouches and whatnot. We were able to match that perfectly. Again, Todd Davis, who helped me make this belt, made these pouches almost exactly based on a whole bunch of photos that a bunch of us took from every angle possible from Celebration 3, and I'm really happy with them as you're seeing them here. There's not a lot to them. Again, they're just solid resin with clips on the back, but they're just amazing. Now, the most functional on this particular belt is the leather pouch on the side, which doesn't hold a lot, but does finish the entire look off. Now, I know I've been gushing a lot about this belt. It's such a small little detail, especially after you put the cover tech clip on there for the, for everything, for the lightsaber to go on and whatever else. And apparently in the episode 1, all the pouches are actually held on by this stuff too. But again, small details are incredible. Small details make a costume live and breathe and have a texture to it. I really enjoy that. I enjoyed looking into every detail, finding where they all came from, especially when they're real world parts that you can actually bring in and put into your own work. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing that. I know it can be a little maybe pedantic or a little detail oriented to get all these details right, but again, lots of links in the description. Lots of people make Jedi belts now. I don't have any specific vendor I use now. I've had this belt, basically since episode 3 was even, a footnote. It's an incredible thing to have. I'm really happy with it. And the links in the description, you can get your own excellently made Jedi belt. So I definitely encourage you to do that for sure. Be sure to click here, subscribe. I will have more Star Wars videos. I can't believe episode 7 is coming out. It's gonna be really exciting. There's a few things I definitely want based on those both trailers that came out and seeing the pictures from Celebration 7. I'm really excited, so I hope you've really enjoyed seeing that as well. Be sure to click here and here to check out 2 more Star Wars videos of mine. These aren't the end of them. I will have much more. I talked about the glove and the belt, but I still have boots and robes and everything to talk about for Anakin, so I can't wait to share that with you. I also have a couple of new lightsabers coming, so it's gonna be pretty exciting to show those to you. Anyway, as always, thank you for liking and sharing, but most of all, thanks for watching.